Next up, we've got black box testing. Now, black box testing, as you might guess, is the opposite of white box testing. This is where there's only the bare minimum information to make sure that the right systems are being tested against. So it might be an IP address or a small IP range, a URL, something like that. You'll rarely be getting any kind of authentication credentials. It's looking at things from the perspective of an attacker who only has, a small amount of information available to them. Maybe they've managed to identify an IP address that represents part of your external infrastructure. An external infrastructure is typically where you see these black box style penetration tests, because the bad guys, they're just scanning IP ranges across the internet, constantly scanning them just to see what can be found. A lot of the bad guys, they're trying to create things like botnets. A lot of crimes are crimes of opportunity, so unless you're being specifically targeted for, a ransomware campaign that's like a multi-month thing, a lot of the times the bad guys, they're going to be scanning IP addresses, and maybe if they come across something where there's a few more open ports than they were expecting, or just something that looks a little bit interesting, then they might take a closer look. And that's what a black box scenario represents. An attacker having a much closer look and seeing if there are any vulnerabilities that can be exploited, that can give greater levels of access to that computer system.